Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Another live show. All my videos are live. I've never done a recorded video. So it's all live. And today we're talking about Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad and how he's implicated in the justice for Nida. So this is a quick video. Let me just start from the top. So this case with justice for Nida is going to take 4 years. Don't think this is going to be quick. Don't think the court date's going to come up anytime soon. This is how the Western court system works. They delay, especially if it's someone important like the Ahmadiyya Movement. The Ahmadiyya Movement is the lapdog of the British, of the British government. For a long time, they're not going to throw them under the bus anytime soon. They haven't even investigated them yet, fully, properly. Now, from what we figured out, in July, this was reported, and it was hidden for 4 or 5 months until the leaked audio leaked, and then it came out. That's how it came out. So that's first and foremost. Remember, the Ahmadiyya Movement is in cahoots with the British government, and the British Empire never died. It just changed form. It changed into a commonwealth where it still owns South Africa. It still owns Australia. It's still controlling Belize in a strange way. Rumsey, assalamu alaikum, brother. How's it going, brother? So the British government didn't lose in World War II. They won in World War II. They owed the Americans like $1 trillion, but I think they finally paid them back like 20 years ago. So that's first and foremost. And then I want to show you guys Lord Tariq. This guy here. See this guy here? He's an insider working for the Ahmadiyya Movement. And he's even an envoy for preventing sexual violence, which is ironic in this case. So let's not get it twisted. The Ahmadiyya Movement has internal control with the British government and has been hiding all this already. And now they're going to delay the court case probably 4 years. So, okay. That's first and foremost. Western courts are corrupt. Totally. If you're on the side of the imperialism like Donald Trump, you're going to be innocent. If you're not, if you're on the wrong side, you're going to be guilty. Look what they did with Bill Cosby. Look what they did with Tupac. Look what they did with Michael Jackson. This is how Western governments go after minorities that they don't like. Now, they like the Ahmadiyya Movement. Oh, we have a comment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, okay, the story is the British government is with them. So it's going to take a while. Anyhow, who is Mirza Maghfoor or Cha Fooree? See this guy here? And this is a strange photo. I don't know where this came from. I don't know why he's praying there and people's shoes are there. But he wasn't at the election. Let's be clear about that. It doesn't seem like he was there because we've seen all the photos. He didn't put the jacket on. He didn't do any of that. And they claim he was in America. So that's what we're going to get into. Who is Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad? And there's been a response. Apparently he has a daughter, and his daughter responded via some tweets for this whole situation. So as I pull that up, oh, and then here it is. So his daughter's name is Nakasha. And all of a sudden, this account by Nakasha Ahmad pops up and is claiming legal action. They're going to take legal action against Rana Tanveer because Rana Tanveer said that Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad. So remember, in the leaked audio, Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad is discussed as Cha Fooree. Chacha just means uncle. And all Nida said was flirtations, which is sexual harassment. So Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad is guilty of sexual harassment, or he's allegedly guilty of sexual harassment. Walaikum salam, brother. Walaikum salam. So, okay, this guy is accused of sexual harassment, right? And Nida has an email. So Rana Tanveer, I think he wrote that he asked for sexual favors, which is like the same thing. You know, in the sexual harassment, what did she ask for? What did he ask for? So that was an interesting one. You can look that up. Um, Ronathan Veer got in a little bit of trouble, and we don't know if this account is Nida or not. But she published a clarification saying no, he didn't ask for sexual favors. Um, oh yeah, I'm not going to stop. But they said no, he didn't ask for sexual favors. It's just flirtation. Well, so what did he say? You know, the Ahmadiyya movement in the USA isn't explaining that. That they're not willing to explain what the issue was. So okay, now I wanted to show when how his daughter pops up out of nowhere, um, and starts defending him. And so we were like, who is his daughter? Who is Nakasha Ahmed? We never heard of this person, right? So she just popped up on Twitter. Here, you can see the tweet. I wish to share a statement from my father, Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad, in response to a story written by Ronathan Veer for Sama English, which was one of the first major media outlets to pick it up. So how come Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad isn't saying this? Why is his daughter saying it? And how is she the editor at Review of Religions? That makes no sense. We haven't seen a resume or anything. So look, this got like 340 likes. So they're talking about legal action. And, you know, they admit Nida Nasser said that there was inappropriate flirtation. So when you're the president of the USA Jamaat, you can't have allegations of improper flirtation. Let me tell you. So we were like, who is this Nakasha Ahmed? And what she had to say was also published on Muslim Times. So remember, they've taken over Muslim Times. Muslim Times heard of all the rape stuff and left. Whoever was working there, they were gone. So and the Ahmadiyya movement took it over. It's posted here too. Feel free to check that out. And so in the leaked audio, remember, in the leaked audio, Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad was called a lucha by the Khalifa, a lucha. So what is a lucha, right? Because for the people who listen to this, most speak English. It's like an out of control vagabond, someone who doesn't listen, who's just out of anyone's control. And at this point, I'm going to go to Brother Afzal to give us his best definition of a lucha and why did the Khalifa call Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad a lucha. Brother Afzal, can you tell us?
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, lucha means hooligan, the person who does not even have any kind of respect anywhere, not amongst elderly, especially the kids, and also nobody respect him. That person is hooligan. He's a just, what do you call that, street guy who lives on the street. He have no clue of any kinds of decency and all the stuff, and that kind of person, in my mind, is called lucha.
Lucha.
So yeah, so that's what it is basically.
So Nakasha didn't address this, right? In anything she wrote, she didn't say why did the Khalifa's younger brother call him a lucha. What was that about?
Yeah, that's very strange over here. That elder brother is he's accused as a lucha, and the person who's accusing is his younger brother. This is very, very strange over here.
Right, right. And
this shows the family. What do you call that? There is no morality over here in this family. I don't believe that there is any kind of respect among each other in this family. That's what my understanding is. And especially the cases which are coming out, Nida's case and all the stuff. And I don't know, God knows how many are there still there. Those who never came out, or those who have been buried, you can name it. They have no hesitation to murder people also. So I don't know. God knows how many have been already killed. So yeah, you're right. I totally agree with you. This is totally You know, people who are lawlessness, no respect. You can easily sum it up calling them Sodom and Gomorrah.
City of sodomy.
Abs- yeah.
Yep. So okay, let me add, brother Ali. So okay, back to the story. So who is Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad? Why was he called a lucha? We're going to get to that again. But who is he? Right. So he's the older brother of Mirza Masroor, the Khalifa, by like 3 or 4 years. And I looked them up, and it's all very strange. Sorry about that. So it's all very strange. Let me show you my essay on this, and I'm asking for further research. So that's not it. So who is Mirza Makfur Ahmad? It makes no sense. Um, so here we go. They say in 1971 he graduated from Nister Medical College, and then nowadays he's in Dodge City, Kansas. No one's ever heard of like, I think that this is all fake. Look, if you Google this guy, so I don't think he is what they're saying he is. Mineola Health. Look, this looks like a fake website. A general surgeon. Look, the website doesn't even come up. Right? This seems all fake. I think they faked this profile just to make him sound like he's a doctor. He's not a doctor. The same reason a Dr. Mabashir, who was also named, is not a doctor. They probably faked that. Mirza Nasser Ahmad is not a Hafiz. Mirza Bashir Ahmad didn't go to college, didn't graduate. They made that up. So they make up these things about the Mirza family. They also say Mirza Masroor Ahmad graduated from some university in Faisalabad. You must be crazy. This guy, right? And there's just no way. So they make up these profiles for these guys. We never saw Mirza Maghfoor Ahmad in America. Never heard of him. Never knew who he was. Let me go back to where I was. Hold on, because I'm a bit lost. Hold on. Yeah, we never knew who this guy was. All of a sudden, he pops up in 2011, and his brother makes him the okay. And let me share the screen. So his brother makes him the president of the USA Jamaat. Where'd it go? Right, and then here are his siblings. His oldest sister, quite sure she's dead. Actually, I'm not sure. Umtul Rauf, Mirza Idris Ahmad, he's dead. And then he was born in 47. Now, we don't know if he was born in Qadian or Rabwa. It's unknown. They're not telling. So his father is Mirza Masroor Ahmad. He's the grandson of Mirza Sharif Ahmad. Um, and Mirza Sharif Ahmad was part of the Ahmadi Company in 1941. He was involved in World War II. The Ahmadiyya movement had their own company, Brother Afzal, and I'm gonna come back to you for comments on that. They were separate from the Muslim company. There was a Muslim company, and that way, I guess there wouldn't be discrimination. You could be with your own company and go and do missions and etc. And then the only child that we know about is Nakasha Ahmed, and then they're saying he works at Mineola Health. I'm saying no, it's impossible. It's a lie. Okay, so then look, in 2010 he gave the first ever speech. You can look him up. Where was he until 2010? All of a sudden in 2010 he gives a speech at the Jalsa.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
He was in
Maybe
America.
he's
I never saw the guy.
maybe, exactly. Maybe he's illegitimate. What do you call that? His brother. I mean, who knows that? The relationship is really a true relationship with him as a brother. Who knows that? He just, you never know that when he was born, where he came from, and all of a sudden appear that he's from a Mirza's family and call himself, Khalifa's brother. That seems like it's very, very fishy, very, very fishy over here. Something is really, really rotting down over here.
Yeah.
This might be a legitimate, what do you call that, brother of his Mirza Masroor.
Yeah, so we don't know. We're asking questions. We're giving the allegations. We don't know. So don't say we're accusing. We just don't know. We're asking for him to make a public statement. So etc. So then look, In 2014, he becomes the chairman of the board of trustees for Humanity First. So now the chairman for Humanity First in the USA is accused of sexual harassment. He should at least be removed from his position. None of that has happened. So okay, so why was he called a lucha? I'll tell you, because he went crazy.
Our youth are increasingly interested to taste alcohol, which everyone knows is forbidden in Quran, and also they are experimenting with drugs. Our youth.
So okay, he gave these really okay, and then here's another one.
Hijab is coming down at a faster rate than Nasrat joining Lajna.
Oh, so look, in 2019, he gave these speeches at the National USA Jalsa, at the West Coast Jalsa. In these speeches, he said that the Ahmadis in America are on drugs. They're not paying chanda. Wasiyat is down. Hijab is coming down. It's no good. It's no good. He really lashed out, and he's a rude person. If you ever saw him, he's got like a little hunchback, right? He's rude. The rudest human being you'll ever come across is people from the Mirza family. And look at how he lashed out and went off script and said all these things. I'm sure the Khalifa was mad. He was mad about that. He had some issues about that. So that's why he was called a lucha. That's the reason. Because
that's the reason. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because even the Khalifa was so upset. He couldn't believe what this guy said. He couldn't believe he said all these things. And then we were using it as ammunition to say, hey, Ahmadiyya this and Ahmadiyya that. But apparently everyone's on drugs in America. All Ahmadis in America are on drugs. So that is sort of the story. Very quickly, in 17 minutes, I've given it to you. Now we're going to go to Brother Ali to get his comments. And then that might be it. But let's see how it goes. Brother Ali, what do you have to add?
Hello, assalamu alaikum, brother, and all our loyal audiences, assalamu alaikum as well. Very interesting conversation. I was enjoying it. You mentioned lucha. Well, that holy title is given to U.S. Amir. So why you are objecting it, brother? That's a holy title given by a Khalifa. So you should appreciate. He deserved that. This is why he been assigned this title. Well, that is on a lighter note, but it does show how they communicate with each other. So there might be some bastards as well. Yeah, that's maybe in next audio. I'm just assuming based on this lucha edition. So there is a strong possibility. Next audio might be more interesting.
I've entered as questioning.
So, while going back to that statement which was issued by her daughter, why she was issuing that statement on behalf of her father, it should come out from Amir Jamaat USA. So, I mean, he should give the statement and give some explanation why his name was mentioned, what kind of connection he has with Nida. So that is very blurry statement, doesn't give exact picture. So if they are saying the report wasn't published properly and we're gonna sue Rana Tanveer, he's a journalist. Whatever he collected, he's gonna relay in media outlets. So we can hear in audio what Mirza Masroor was saying about his elder brother. He's an elder brother, not a younger brother. Keep in mind. So there is no respect between elder brother and younger brother. So you were saying this guy is very rude, right? And he's brutal. But yeah. I believe Mirza Masroor is even worse than Maghfoor.
Totally.
And his son, Waqas, he's well known as well. So there is a competition between each other who is more rudest person. So I don't know which one will win. So time will tell. going back to those statements, well, as I said, journalist's job is to share the information. And if they are going to sue Rana Tanveer, where are they going to sue? In the US or in the UK? The case hasn't been finished. Case hasn't been allocated to any court yet. This is still under police investigation. They haven't made any conclusion yet. So how are they going to sue it? On what basis? So I don't know whether this statement is relevant or not. I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, that's what I can say at this point. And I think you forgot to mention Mahmood Shah, Khota Shah also issued a statement. Why they are issuing a statement by someone else? Why don't they come out? So they are hiding behind, mostly those statements are coming out from some daughters or women, something like that. Why don't they come out? They hold such a high position in this cult. So they should have some courage to come out and give the statement and give their narratives and deny if there is anything. But I think they are so scared. And they don't even resign. They are sitting on a highest position in this cult, and they don't even have a courage to resign, to clarify their position. This is very unfortunate. And I would say to all followers, please think about it. They advertise themselves as a true Islam. There's nothing to do with that. It's a counterfeit version of Islam that doesn't relate with the actual teaching of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his companion. So there is no comparison between Qadianiyat and the actual teaching of Islam. There isn't. And last point I would like to highlight here, Mirza Maghfoor said, our youth are tasting, experimenting alcohol and drugs. So it means you are a complete failure. You couldn't set a good example. You can't lead from the front. How would you lead? Because you got the the title of lucha given by His Excellency or His Holiness Mirza Masroor. So obviously lucha will make lucha people, right? Drug addicts, alcoholic, and women
Right.
can go into the bars and enjoy their night out. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I will talk about a few more things and give opportunity to other brothers, and we can do the second round. So take some other callers, and
Yeah.
yeah, if you like.
And let me show you what else he said, because someone wrote these highlights here, and then we'll go to the caller. So look, he also said only 30% of Ahmadis in the USA are praying 5 times per day alone. He says the stats for congregational prayer 5%.
I think that's very high number.
Yeah, right. Then he said Lajna is the same. Then he said 33% of earning members of the USA Jamaat are paying 84% of the chanda. The majority aren't paying much. Then he says Wasiyat is down 1%. He was so mad. He was so mad.
I believe these figures are still inflated.
Right.
They are very low in donations and other financial sacrifices. I'm well aware about that.
Then
So
he
they
says,
inflated even these numbers,
right.
as usual, as usual.
Then he says, Ahmadis in the USA love money. And he says, none of you are sacrificing anything. He said, y'all are not, this is not even a sacrifice, right? Then, of course, the alcohol and drugs. Ahmadi girls in America are running wild. Ahmadi boys are marrying non-Ahmadis at an alarming rate. Ahmadi girls are sitting at home, single, unemployed. The divorce rate in American Ahmadis, and this is low, it's probably above 70%, is about 22%, what he said. And then he said the grandsons and granddaughters and great-grandsons of Ahmadi pioneers are walking away. So he said all this at the National Jalsa, right? And then he says, Ahmadis keep fighting amongst each other, which is true. In the Jamaat, people want someone to be the president. They're trying. So to me, it was always weird if you want to be in charge. If you're in charge of something, you should have earned. But there's people that want to be in charge of something, so they go out of their way to be in charge.
Brother, these are achievements since he became Amir. So we should appreciate those achievements. These are medals. But I would like to talk about, he mentioned the girls are running wild. What does it mean? They are becoming like Nida? Or are they having too much parties which are really questionable? What kind of wildness are we talking here? Yeah, well, it's such a great achievement, isn't it?
Right, and it all happened under his watch. So
Yeah.
so hold that thought. Questioning Amity is here. Let's see who he is and what he has to say. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
A lot of echoes. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting me in. Let me introduce myself. I wish to remain anonymous because I know the retribution that can result if one becomes known to the organization, because a lot of my family are still Ahmadi. I was born an Ahmadi, and after many years, I started reading Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's books, and that opened my eyes. And I started questioning the doctrinal issues, which led me to believe that Khatm-e-Nabuwat is misinterpreted by the Ahmadis. Doctrinal issues aside, when I first listened to the 44-minute audio tape, I can tell you it was, in fact, Shah Saab, you had posted it, and I absolutely was stunned. As a result of that, women in my family have stopped paying their chanda, thankfully. And I can tell you that it has been traumatic. It is a bit like living all your life almost like a lie, and suddenly realizing that the facade, that sort of image that had been built has suddenly been shattered. And that can be quite traumatic. Now, our trauma apart, think of the trauma that this poor girl must be going through. Now, it's a cri de coeur, as they say in French, a cry from the heart that you can hear clearly in that 44-minute audio. And I'm afraid the Khalifa is listening in a very cool, detached, unsympathetic, unempathetic manner, as if he was some sort of a godfather out of a Marlon Brando Godfather movie, dispensing justice when he has no right, as the girl quite rightly points out. You're not the supreme leader of the United Kingdom. You're the supreme leader of a so-called, what I would now call definitely a cult. So what is now happening is that the Ahmadi Murabbis and the Ahmadi Jamia students, who are a bunch of pubescent, possibly sexually frustrated boys, are coming out in droves on Twitter, addressing the Twitter handle of this poor girl. Now, she may be right, she may be wrong, I don't care. But listening to her side, if we follow what Mirza Masroor says should be done, i.e. the rubbish of obtaining 4 witnesses to rape. Imagine 4 upright Muslims voyeuristically watching a rape and then hurrying to Huzur saying, look, we just saw a rape, the act of sexual intercourse by force. Nauzubillah, that can never happen. No upstanding 4 Muslim upright people would allow a rape to be carried out in the first place. The Quran asks for 4 witnesses in accusations of adultery to protect the woman, not to get her into trouble. Right. By Mr. Masroor's logic, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jimmy Savile in the United Kingdom are all innocent. And in fact, poor Victoria Giuffre should be given 80 lashes. I mean, imagine, this is Alice in Wonderland stuff. And if now, my dear Ahmadi brothers and sisters, you don't open your eyes, I don't know when you will. And lastly, I would say that the Ahmadiyya Fact Check blog is actually a treasure trove of information. Mostly, I have to say, there are a few errors, but then that's fine with the blog. And when there is an error, it can be pointed out, like the business about the Sautern wines, but that's a separate topic. What we are talking now about is an organization that is openly and subtly as well incriminating the very woman. I've just read an article by some chap called Abdul Aziz, who is making an accusation on Nida that she instigated and she seduced these guys. Any young woman who has a look, who's ever seen the faces and the body habitus of these men would probably be repulsed by their sight rather than try to seduce them. So this is a non-starter. The second thing, the last thing I would like to say, you remember Rafiq Hayat's letter saying that the Jamaat went to the police. That is a lie. The girl went to the police first. Now, if the Jamaat went to the police on the accusation of rape by her father, who's a British citizen, isn't it also the Jamaat's duty to go to the Punjab police and ask them to investigate those two other people, Mubashir, who's actually a doctor? I have to tell you, I'm also a medical doctor, and I'm appalled at hearing that such a man could abuse his position in this way. It does happen in the medical profession, sadly. And this other guy, Mahmoud Shah, who's actually was in the Panama Papers, he was known to be a director of many offshore companies. One of the Ahmadiyya apologists says that if he were to be suspended from his post, he would starve because he won't be getting any money. I think that's also bunkum, because these guys are loaded up to the hilt. So that's all I would like to say. And I do hope that Ahmadi men, women, and children try to look at it from a neutral view. And it's okay to find out that what you've lived all your life was a lie. There's no shame in it. Ultimately, you're answerable to Allah, not to Mirza Masroor or to your Murabbi or to your Sadr of the Lajna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Amazing comments. Thank you so much for coming and explaining that. We appreciate you. So we're gonna end the stream in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go to brother Afzal for his last final comments, and then brother Ali, and then that's it. We're out of here.
Yes, my comments to my new brother, which I never seen him before. Very well said, brother. Very well said. I think I totally agree with you. What you said, every bit of it. It was really, really amazing to hear from you. Yeah, that's what actually we are saying, what our brother just explained over here in his word, and that's beautifully said, and there is nothing more we can add on it. Thank you very much for your time, brother. Thank you.
Sounds good. And brother Ali, you have the final word.
Yes, sir. That's fine. Well, I appreciate our brother who summarized everything in a few lines. That was great, just to get some fresh view from the other side of the fence. Well, I would like to make one important comment here. After listening to our brother, our ancestor made a mistake. So we have an opportunity to correct ourselves so we can save our future generation. It doesn't mean that we follow the same path. We have an opportunity in hand. Why not make it? And why not start this year with a new resolution, with a new path, and enjoy basically the blessings of Islam instead of Qadianiyat. So I would give you invitation to Islam and follow the teaching of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If you want to take some time to do the research, please check Brother Bashir's website. Please check Mirza Saab's books and compare all those references and make a conclusion. Don't think about if and buts. Just make a decision. Save your generations, next generation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, brother, for giving me opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all, folks. Assalamu alaikum and peace out.